We are live on the phone with Brian Boitano. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, how are you doing?
Fantastic. We got a lot of stuff to talk to. I'm very excited because we are talking about Brian Boitano's Skating Spectacular this Sunday on NBC, but also you're coming to town next Thursday.
I am. I was going to bring that up. I didn't know if you knew that.
Yes, I've seen lots of commercials and billboards and all of that with your name on them. So
that's so cool.
I was hoping there wasn't.
I'm really excited.
I thought maybe there was like a knockoff Brian Boitano that was coming that spelled his name a little differently.
I sent my clone. I'm sending my clone.
It's going to be.
I have to find him first.
Do you skate all year? I mean, like nonstop, or do you kind of go seasonally, where you take some time off and then in the winter skate a bunch, or is it just nonstop for you?
You know what? I do take a little time off, but the more time off that you take, it's harder to get back on. So what I'll do is I'll take a week off here and there, but pretty much I'm skating all year round. So it's you got to keep on top of it because it doesn't get easier; it gets harder.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Is it? I mean, I was just thinking this. You said like be on the top of your game, and I almost forgot because you're not competitively skating, right? You're more it's exhibition. It's just for people to watch.
Yeah, it's mostly TV shows. Actually, when I come to Billings, it's not for TV. It's like a sort of a one-off. It's very unusual what we're doing. We're just doing a Christmas show specifically for Billings, one live show. So, but most of the stuff that I do is filmed for television. And then they show it all throughout the year. So it depends. I do about probably 10 skating gigs a year, but it takes me all year to get in shape for those 10.
Oh wow, what a cool gig though. I mean, as somebody that obviously you love ice skating, you get to do. I mean, your whole year revolves around just preparing to do what you love and making sure you're doing it well.
It really does, and I'm so fortunate that it keeps me in great shape. There's no other type of exercise that I've ever discovered that's as good as skating for you. It just does everything, and it's as you get older, you're always looking for things to stay in shape and keep the weight off and all that kind of good stuff. And nothing really beats skating for me.
Mm-hmm. Somebody just texted in. This is kind of funny. They said, "Tell him to bring some of the corn fritters that he loves from the Food Network."
Oh, those corn fritters are so good. I know, but they won't taste so good the next day.
Yeah, you got to get them fresh.
Exactly.
For somebody that skates, like that's your hobby. People have different things. Exercise, recreation. It does it all for you. But with a bicyclist or a jogger or something, they can do that anywhere. As an ice skater, when you're moving to a new city or something, do you have to take that into consideration when you're looking for a house that it's near an ice skating rink?
Yeah, well, when I so I'm in New York right now. I did the Today Show this morning, and yesterday I had to go to an area, Chelsea Piers, which I always go to. So I have, in different cities, I have different rinks that I'll always go to, and if not, I will find a rink. I'm going to South Carolina in about 3 hours, and I've had to find ice time down there because I want to be training for the Billings show.
I see. Excellent. What's going to go?
So wherever you go, you got to find a rink.
Yeah, I could imagine that would be a struggle. Do you ever? Is there an alternative? If you can't get to a rink, do you rollerblade, or is there nothing that really compares?
Nothing really compares. What I'll do is I'll just do a heavy workout of core stretching and biking. But rollerblading, it's the weirdest thing because rollerblading, even though it seems so similar, it's really different. But it just throws you off because it's a similar motion, but it's a different feeling on your feet and how your edges hug the ice versus the street, and so it can really, really throw you off.
Excellent. This is a funny text, too, that just came in. Somebody said, for a little while, I was wondering how a skateboarder sounded so intelligent, and then I figured out he's an ice skater. Yes, we're talking to Brian Boitano, not Tony Hawk. I love that they thought, wow, what an intelligent skateboarder, and then they're like, oh, no, it makes sense.
That's very funny.
So let's talk about both of these shows. First of all, this Sunday, 2 o'clock on NBC, is Brian Boitano's Skating Spectacular. For people that love skating, what are we going to see Sunday at 2?
Well, it was fun because we had Chicago the band playing live music, and we did some of their classic hits, and then they have a new Christmas CD out, so we did some of their Christmas songs. And we filmed in South Bend on the campus of Notre Dame in their new hockey facility, and we had their marching band, which is won all these awards. 500 people marching band came in and played on a couple of the songs for Chicago, and it was so loud in there. It was it blew your hair off. It's
Wow.
like it was the coolest thing to experience. And also since we were on the campus, we actually got the Irish to lend us their football uniforms, and we did like this whole football number in the gold and blue.
That's cool.
So it was really fun. I mean, the crowds were like so excited when we came out in like the football uniforms and had the band there. They were just really got behind it. It was fun. It's probably pretty similar to what I'm going to experience in Billings, right?
Yes, most definitely. The Christmas Gala on Ice next Thursday in Billings at the Rimrock Auto Group Arena here at Metro Park. Tickets are available still for that. What do you do when you're in Billings, like a city like this? Like when you come to town to do your show up there, like do you go eat it? Do you try restaurants? Like what do you do when you're in different cities?
Well, that's what I've done some press up there, and I've been putting feelers out for restaurants to go to, so maybe people can make some suggestions, because I like going to try different restaurants. So maybe people can either tweet me or Facebook me or something and tell me some restaurants to go to in Billings.
There you go.
Because we're going to be there. I'm going to be there starting Monday. We're going to be there starting Monday. I come in.
Oh wow. Well,
and it's almost actually the almost identical cast to that's performing in the Brian Boitano Skating Spectacular on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
So it's a lot of the same people.
So for people that are going to see the show on next Thursday, are really excited. If you want to get kind of a preview, make sure to watch this Sunday on NBC and check that out. And somebody texted it. I know the answer, but I got to ask you. Somebody says, how did he feel about being featured on that South Park episode? So everybody knows you took that as kind of an honor and a compliment, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was nice. I mean, it was actually in the movie. It wasn't even on an episode. They did an episode, and then they did the movie. So it was the song in the movie. I was originally I was very worried. When you hear that there's a song about you, you're like, what are they going to say? I mean, you don't know. So, but then I was like, hey, this is actually pretty nice. They were actually pretty nice to me. It seems. I still haven't met the guys. I've talked to Matt Stone on the phone, but I haven't met them. I'd really like to meet them and just, I don't know, just hang out or talk.
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, and I think the same thing. Like, it's just such a cool song because there was nothing derogatory or hateful about it. It was all just funny, kind of, look at this amazing fighter that Brian Boitano is. He can take down anything. I like it.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, it was nice.
Perfect. Well, if you want to see what Brian Boitano can do, check him out 2:00 on NBC this Sunday for the Brian Boitano Skating Spectacular, and then in Billings here at the Rimrock Auto Group Arena up at Metro Park next Thursday for the Christmas Gala on Ice. And look him up on Twitter and Facebook too, and tell him where he should eat while he's here in town.
Yeah, where to eat or go get a cocktail.
There's plenty of places. I'm sure we'll see you around. We'll have to set something up. Brian Boitano, thanks so much for doing it. We'll see you next week, man.
All right, see you later.
See you, Brian.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.